opinion, there's only a couple of things between where you are, where you want to go. Number one is self-discipline. You just got to have some self-discipline to prioritise this business, same as you would with anything. If you've decided your health is going to be a priority, you prioritise it, obviously. If you decided your finances are going to be important, you do that. Self-discipline. And discipline is such a kind of rude word or nasty word to most people, and yet it should be man, I love that word, all right? Because everything that is worthwhile takes discipline to get the reward. If you've got discipline with your health, you will get the benefits of great health. If you've got discipline with your finances, you'll get the benefits of financial freedom. Okay? And so discipline equals freedom. It's not the other way around. I mean, it's really, really critical you understand that discipline precedes every successful venture in anything. So that's a given. But in this business, the results are amplified. So the first thing is discipline and understand that. The second thing is a resilience to the no's. That's the price tag that people say no. And so I'm just going to show you, you just got to equate away. Well, there's some no's. You could calculate a price for that. That's worth some no's. But what's incalculable, people ask me, what's the best thing we got out of this business? And again, from audios, have you gathered I love the audios? I got a couple of sentences from audios. One audio was, a guy, a diamond in the US, that said he's taking the whole summer off with his kids. And, Americans often say stuff like that, or I've heard that before, but it struck me. So, for a decade, not then, but when we built a big enough business, for a decade, we had all of December and January off with our kids. 6 to 8 weeks of travel around the world uninterrupted. We put our phones in a drawer and went to the airport. No phones, no email, no contact with anybody, 100% family time for that entire time. Unbelievable experience. I don't even know anyone that's done that obviously there's people way more successful than us, but I'm so glad for the thinking, and I'm so glad for the opportunity to do that. If you've set this up correctly, the income that it provides for you to do that. And then the other audio, which ties into that, I got was Nancy Dornan, who said, look at life through your children's eyes. And that just changed perspective completely. Look at life through our children's eyes. When I looked at my life through my eyes as a child, I didn't like what I saw. Came from a pretty dysfunctional family, so I wanted our kids to have different experiences. So when I go through these pictures, I'll just show you a couple of photos. Behind those photos is hundreds of photos and hundreds of experiences, but it just reminds me of that particular trip, which was 6 weeks, 7 weeks, 8 weeks, usually. Okay, so come have a look. All right, so how many no's would you take? What are your dreams worth? Well, to have a nice house. This is where we live currently. It's on 8.5 acres. It's a nice house worth a few no's. We got some nice cars worth a few no's. Just randomly parked like that every day. Our beach house, it's 6 kilometres away. We can walk from our 8.5 acre estate to the beach house, and we're right on the beach there. How many no's would you take for that? This is where we live currently. It's on 8.5 acres. It's a nice house worth a few no's. We got some nice cars worth a few no's. Just randomly parked like that every day. Our beach house, it's 6 kilometres away. We can walk from our 8.5 acre estate to the beach house, and we're right on the beach there. How many no's would you take for that? This was a major dream for me, this house. And it's literally 27 steps from my bedroom to the beach, to the sand on the beach there. Most magnificent beach. Admittedly, they're big steps, but never mind. Now, this is one of the trips. Okay, so this is a photo of New York. That's 10 10 days in New York. It started with a dream to have a white Christmas in New York, watch New Year's Eve, watch the ball drop on New Year's Eve. So we had 10 days in New York as part of a whole 6-week trip in the US. This is Santorini on the top right-hand side and Athens on the bottom there, and that was part of almost 8 weeks through Europe. This is Disneyland, obviously, and about our second, third time there. But the look on your kids' faces when you first go to Disneyland, unbelievable. And we've been to Disneyland, Disney World many, many times. Again, that was part of several weeks in the US. Italy. This is a photo in Venice, and wow, what a dream country for us. Honestly, we love Italy. This was part of a 6 weeks in Italy, a week in Greece before that. Unbelievable. This is France, and this is the tail end of a trip where we ended the trip to watch the Tour de France coming into Paris, and that was part of 5 weeks in Spain and a couple of weeks in France. Now there are some photos that just instill tons of emotion, and you just go, man, that was so worth it. I'm so glad I did it. I captured that. And this is at the top of our